Hey, good morning. Happy 2nd of July. Very nice to be talking to you guys. Thanks to Karam and Richard for all the work here. So Matt and Mike, I just want to show you the rough cut that we have right now this morning. So the document that I'm going through is a document I'm going to actually send out to you in a few minutes here. And it actually came from Karam. Let's see where it is here. Yeah, so this is a Word document that we're going through this morning. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to GitHub. Let me just go do that right now. And we're going to go to, by the way, this is it is called, and again, I'll highlight this, it's called https://github.com, KY Apple Queen Bear Apple / Ikitabu Vagrant. Okay, so that's what it is. And we're going to go ahead and open this with GitHub Desktop. And I'm running this on Windows, and I don't need to clone it because I already have it actually. So I'm going to go ahead and open this, and then I'm going to go look at the Vagrant file that we have here. And I'm going to take these secrets out, but basically the next thing you're going to do in your process is you're going to open PowerShell, and PowerShell I would recommend you open as an administrator, okay? And we're going to then say AZ space AD space SP space create for RBAC. And what we're actually creating here for role-based control, I have to log in, which I haven't done yet. And that's going to go ahead and authenticate me through this account. Great, so I can close this window and go back, and we'll go ahead and clear. And then I'm going to try that same thing. So AZ space AD space SP space create -4 RBAC, role-based access control. And then I'm going to get back some information. By the way, this information is information that you want to copy to your notepad. And it's all secret information, right? So I'm going to have to obscure it in the video. But now we're going to put these items in. And the items that we're going to put in, and I'm going to go into my Vagrant file here. I'll open it up. Is, as I edit that file, we're going to put in the Azure tenant ID is the tenant that we had at the very top from the command result. The client ID is the app ID from the command result. The client secret is the password from the command result. And the subscription is at the very top of that PowerShell command you would have seen. I'm highlighting now. It says, here's our subscriptions. Okay, and so, and you, by the way, only need to copy the GUID. You don't need the /subscriptions copied as well. So you just be placing those variables in the file. Okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to open PowerShell, and an easy way to do this is to go click on that Vagrant file, and then just do, let's go find that Vagrant file. And again, in Windows, it's going to be a little different than we do it otherwise. So we're going to go find that file in GitHub, and Vagrant, I don't remember where that file is. Actually, I was just there. So I think it was under, let's see the date modified file here. It's under GitHub, and it's under Ikitabu Vagrant. And then the next thing we're going to do is make sure that we have Vagrant installed. By the way, a good way to get PowerShell here is say, and I'm doing this Control right click. Actually, no, it's a Control Shift, I guess. Control Shift. So open a PowerShell window here. Okay, so you've got one. And there's also a file called dummy.box, right? And so I'm going to go and make sure that I have the Azure extensions installed, which is Vagrant plugin install -Azure. And if you have that all installed, no problem. If not, it's going to go pull down the Azure Builder, and it takes probably about 5 minutes or so. It's not terribly interesting watching the video, but I already did it, so it shouldn't take too much time. So once we get done with that, there is a file here called dummy.box, and I can just open it with code, and that should be in the build. If not, check with Chrome. It's just a way to force dummy to use the stuff we have. So in that directory is the dummy.box, all the other stuff. Now we're going to just say Vagrant up -- provider equals Azure. And that's going to begin the build. So bringing the machine default up with the Azure provider. It says we already have that file. That is true. Let's go look at that file. I'm going to go into the actual file itself. Now, there's a few things that we're working on scripting right now, guys, so we don't have that scripted, but we had to make a few changes. So one of the changes we had to make in the network security group is we had to make sure that Ikitabu was in a security group, because by default it starts as none. Secondly, we had to add an inbound, that inbound port 80, which we named port 80 instead of 8080. We made sure that we can allow port 80 traffic in. I think that was it. And then we test that it's working. So if we go up to the actual server name, here's the DNS name for it, which we can just copy right there. And I've copied it into this dashboard. And I'm going to go into A Very Tall Man, which is, of course, my favorite test book. Pretty cool here. And there it is working. Okay, so that's how it works. I'm going to send along the file and the video. Yeah, thanks, guys.